Welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing 280zx stuff. It's been like so long since we've done anything, and this thing's just kind of been sitting collecting dust. I have driven it every now and then, and when I do, it brings a massive smile to my face because this thing's just so damn cool. But as you can see, it's real dusty. But today we're kind of going over it, talking about plans for the future and putting some new tires on it. So I've had a wee issue with this car. Oh, Dan's here by the way. Hi Dan. Sorry, I completely forgot about him. And this is his ridiculous S13, which is like the most cleanest thing ever. Anyway, so we're putting new tires on this thing. Currently it has 16 by 9.5 negative 52 wheels on it with 215. I don't actually know what size. What size are they? 215, 45, 16 tires. And as you can see, they're really stretched, and it's not really a look that I'm actually going for. They're also, the car sits just absolutely stupidly low to the ground, but also I'm in a bit of a dilemma because I really like the way that the car looks. It's got a lot of character, it looks really staunch. I don't want to lose that, but I need the car to be higher for practical reasons when we're driving around. Maybe I'm getting old. Young me would probably fly kick me in the throat for saying that. So we kind of have to find a way to get the car higher. It's on adjustable coilovers, we can raise it up without losing too much of its character and stance and toughness, I guess. So I have custom flares that we're going to be putting on it in the future, which are going to help with that problem. They're actually over here. I'll show you guys them. These are actually shaped for the car, and the way that they help is they have this little lip here. Don't worry about Dan's S13, this thing sucks. They have a little lip, so when they sit, so many cars in here, over the car, Dan can hold it on the front. The lip kind of makes it look lower, while the car's actually sitting a little bit higher. And they also just fit really nicely to the body of the car. They're not going to be white, they'll be black. Oh yeah, that's a good look. Keep it there. Tuck in some rim. Should we just put multiple flares on? Flare on flares on flares. So that's one way we're going to keep the kind of low look whilst raising the car slightly, but also the tyre size, right? So over here I've got some 225 50 16s. Now these are just some second-hand ones that we had laying around that we're going to try out. Still pretty alright tyres, but a crappy brand. I am going to put semi-slicks on this car, some nice big tough boys, but I don't want to commit to buying them because they're really expensive. 16-inch tyres are very expensive because they're not a super common size. So we're going to try cheap tyres first and see how they look. So these are 50 sidewalls, so that's automatically 5mm higher than the tyres that we're currently running, and they're also 225, not 215, so they're 10mm wider in the profile. So that should theoretically lift the car. Dan, we're going to have to put the car back on the ground first, because what we're going to do is we're going to measure the car at the height that it's at the moment before we put the tyres on, and then we're going to put the new tyres on, and we're going to see how much more that helps in terms of lifting up the car. And also they should look a little tougher because the stretch look is not really what I'm after. So let's get the wheels off the car, and we'll measure the car, get the wheels off the car. First. We're measuring first, then we'll take the wheels off, give it a slam. So we're just picking a point on the car that we're going to measure up to. How high is it? 590mm or 500? No, that's like 585. 584 to be precise. 584mm at this current setup with these tyres. So now I'll take these wheels off, swap the tyres over, see how much higher the car is. I've literally lost sleep thinking about this car and how I can raise it up without it looking silly. 605 for the front. Okay, I'll put that on the whiteboard so we don't forget it. Was that fun?
Probably should have turned the compressor in so it warmed up.
I'll do that. Alright, let's take this tyre off. Look how skinny they are compared to the wheel. A lot of stretch on there, huh? Also, another good thing about not having as much stretch, the police don't like stretch, so it kind of helps with getting defected. Just a little bit of less of a chance, I guess. Yeah, look at that. Look at the difference. Oh, See? Good.
Turn them side to side.
They're definitely different, huh?
Definitely bigger sidewall, but because they're still
Stretching.
stretching.
So unfortunately, we need to blast the wheel on, the tyre on the wheel, sorry, and we don't have a bee blaster, so flammable liquid and stuff. So if this is the last YouTube video you guys see, it's been fun.
At least there's like no expensive cars around or anything.
They don't have a lot of room. Good? And there we go, the wheel goes back on. It already looks way nicer and chunkier. I need that chunky look in my life, man. I feel like these wheels, like these tyres, they just look too little. And I see other dudes like you driving around with your semis and they look like nice and chunky. I'm like, nah. You best believe I bought girls' mechanics gloves because they were on special. Nice. Nice. Awesome, eh? I think that looks freaking cool, man. Wow. I wanna have a look. Yeah, this side. So here's the old look that we had. It's so much smaller and just a lot of gap, right? And that looks good, man. Damn. Measurement time.
Mikey, what are you guessing?
593.
593.
Because it was 584. That's what I have written on the whiteboard right here. 584. Why do people keep drawing rocket ships on my freaking whiteboard? So 584. The rear was.
584.
Give it to us, Daniel. How much higher is it with these different profile tires?
We are exactly 600.
That is crazy. Just from putting different tires on the car, we got the car 16 millimeters higher, but it actually looks lower because of the way that it's sitting on the tires.
Look at the gap on that one.
I know, Gap City, eh? Gap City, bitch. They look tough, man. I think once they're actually nice and clean and everything, once the whole car has the same look, it'll look even better. All right, we'll call that a great success for the rear of the car. Very, very happy with that. Now moving on to the front. So I'm gonna whip the front wheel off, get that done, and then I'll pull the car outside and we're gonna visually kind of inspect and see what it looks like front side to side with the old tires on the other side and then new tires on this side. Pretty stoked, so yeah, we'll get the front done. So happy to be doing 280zx content again. Freaking love this thing, man. Alrighty, time to let it down. Let's go. Whoo! Damn, son. That's nice. Alright, so we're going to do a quick measurement test now at the front. It was 605 mils off the ground before. So 630. So we're going 25 mils at the front of height just from changing the tyres, which is nuts. damn, this thing looks good and golden now. Wow. Alright, so here are the old tyres. Just to give you guys a point of reference. Big gaps, and this was absolutely as slammed as I could run it as well. Big gaps. Okay, and here are the new tyres. Nice. So as you can see, just a bit more chunky, more sidewall as well. They definitely look like they mean business, that's for sure. And just fills the guards way better as well. It looks more chunky, like it just looks like it means business. Man, look at this thing. This thing is absolutely freaking gorgeous. It's dirty as hell at the moment as well. And it still just looks so damn good. So that's the old tyre. Stretch fit. New tyre. Damn. So I'm sure you guys are keen to hear the build plans for the 280zx, and you'll be stoked to know that we are officially booked in 3 weeks time, I think, or 2 weeks time, to one of the two, to go to Damon's workshop, and we are turboing the L28 motor that is in this 280zx. I'm really stoked to be getting into that. So we're putting a Pulsar ball bearing turbo on it. We're doing quite a unique turbo setup. In saying that, it's unique, but a couple of people have done it. Let's pop the hood and have a chat about it. So as you guys can see, ignore the McDonald's cup, that this thing runs really nicely. This is the stock motor. It's got 200,000 Ks on it. Lots of stuff going on here and there, right? So the intake and the exhaust is on the same side, and we've got the exhaust here. We're going to route it so that the turbo actually ends up on this side of the motor, which is going to be really cool. We're going to get rid of a bunch of all that stuff. In the next week or so, we're going to go ahead and delete the air conditioning, because I've never used it anyway. And we're going to tidy a bunch of stuff up and basically get it ready so that when we go to Damon's, we can just get all the work done. Look at all the room in here for a front mounted intercooler. It's going to be so good. So we're going to get all the work done to turbo this thing, and it's going to come out of Damon's shop a completely different car, which is going to be cool, including a full exhaust with a lobster tip as well. So really excited about that. And then after the turbo setup's done, we're going to have to get an ECU wide into it, and we're going to take it to the dyno and tune it as well. So there's going to be basically a series of episodes on that. But these engines are basically made for turbo. They're 8.5 to 1 compression. We'll put like 7 pounds of boost through it. It's really going to wake this thing up. I want to keep it safe. I just want to have it kind of a bit more fun to drive. But this thing's going to be a weapon. And then after that, we're actually going to go ahead and redo some of the bodywork and paint that I did on this car, because although it looks good, as you can see, polishes up well, there's still certain areas that I'm not super happy with in the car that we did, that I'm going to have done a little bit better, and then we'll kind of go from there. Obviously we'll also install the flares and stuff, but that'll be in the next week or so as well. So the 280zx is finally getting some love, but this thing is so just absolutely cool, man. Really stoked on it. Can't wait to get into it. Hope you guys are pumped for it as well. And that is it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you think about the new tyres in the comments below. It's crazy how much of a difference tyres can make to a build. One thing, sorry, I forgot to mention is we do have the MCA blue coilovers, which I have here on the shelf, ready to go into the 280. I've got them in the rear already, but we're still running the max beating rods coilovers in the front, so that's going to be a really nice change. So we'll go ahead and put those in as well over the next couple of weeks. So lots for you guys to look forward to. I know a lot of you guys have subscribed to the channel ever since seeing that 280zx build video that we did, so it's going to be a really fun journey to kind of bring this thing to life and build pretty much what is the real life Devil Z, which is cool. If you haven't seen the anime, make sure you go check out Midnight Wangin' on YouTube. There's the cartoon anime series, and there's also a real life movie which they shot, so that's pretty sick. Go check it out, and then you understand what I mean when we say the Devil Z. But this thing is freaking gorgeous. It's my forever car, so I want to make sure that this thing's absolutely perfect. I can't wait to see the treatment that Damon gives it with all the turbo setup. So hit that subscribe button, guys. Get excited for the content coming up. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.